remember, be careful at night. There could be trouble on the tracks. And also be careful on that track that needs maintenance. Just go slowly across it. I've been on that track for 100 times. It shouldn't be any struggle, Montague. Nick, the line up there is dangerous for a train. Especially for tank engines such as yourself. Shut up, old timer. You don't know anything. You're very lucky I'm here to help you. You won't worry too much, you know that? Montague, this is the reason why you're not a diesel, because you're useless. And as for you, old green cucumber timer on wheels, you don't know anything. I can take care of myself. Saved by the whistle. Now, excuse me, I have a job to do. I got no time to worry about old timers like you or an engine who can't even defeat a tram engine. Hey, Lucas. I got a bad feeling this might be the last time we ever see him in one piece. Same, youngster. Same. Young engines are hard to listen to sometimes. Agreed. Now let's get you to the works. I just hope he knows what he's doing. You know that track is meant for maintenance for a while now. I just hope he knows what he's doing. But unknown to Mark, what Montague said about these tracks are true. Tracks and maintenance haven't been quite there, I'm afraid. And unfortunately, the track is just led like that. If any engine goes on it at super high speed, they could derail easily. This is why Montague and the engine who was he taking to the works warned him about the danger ahead and had no accidents easily around these tracks. If any engine, like I said, go around these points, they could derail quite easily. But Mark was too stubborn to realize. But he'll find out why Montague warned him about that soon. Driver, stop! So, can he be repaired, sir? Sadly, Montague, no. He's damaged beyond repair. I'm sorry, but Mark is gone. The crash hit him hard. I'm sorry, my fellow engines. We're going to have to sell him for scrap. You know, he may not be the most nicest, but he was certainly a hard worker. If only he had listened to me and Montague's advice, he could have been with us still. Oh, at least it's in a better place now. No more suffering for him. Unfortunately, the controller was right. Mark was killed upon impact. His face had been almost completely ripped off of his smoke box, and blood was dripping everywhere. Unfortunately for his crew and the passengers, they didn't survive either. They unfortunately were killed upon impact. Mark, the engine, was no more. Soon, on a rainy day, it was a day when Mark had to be taken to the scrapyard to be cut up. The green mixed traffic engine looked at him for one last time and didn't stop staring at him until he was out of his sight. The diesel came to take him away, who was also very upset that he was the first diesel on this railway to take a steam engine for scrap. Montague and the controller was also there, and they say their last goodbyes to the diesel. Well, to the diesel, of course, but also to Mark, since it was his last day on this railway, even though he's dead. It has been 3 weeks since Mark's accident. Montague and the old engine, who is now having a new name, named Nicholas, was just doing their usual work. They were still sad about it, and every time they go on the old bridge, they will remember about Mark's death and accident. In fact, every single engine who was involved, who was friends with him, and go across that bridge will think about his accidents sometimes, and boy, haunt them. It has brought them questions. Was it their fault? Were they too harsh on Mark? If Mark hadn't come to be so arrogant, he would still be here. It was completely unknown. But the engines realized by the controller it wasn't their fault. Not at all. If Mark had listened, he would still be here. But unfortunately, that doesn't mean the story still exists of Mark. And many people who ever told the story, and any little children, they will get nightmares and screamed at night. In a couple of days, nothing happened on the railway until one fateful night. After 2 years of the accident, in fact, it was the day of Mark's accident, a black tender engine was taking a goods train to the other railway. He was puffing down the track. He was actually the replacement of Mark, since the controller couldn't afford to get another tank engine. He was soon on his way down the line. What a wonderful night, right, driver? It's so calm, cool, steady, and peaceful on the main line. I can see why the engines like traveling around these parts. It's so adventurous and so calming. So calm. Wouldn't you agree, driver? Wouldn't you agree this is a nice night to be traveling? Won't you think we should travel like this every single night? It will be a wonderful, isn't it? Oh, I do agree, old boy. I do agree this is a wonderful night. Wouldn't you say, fireman? Yes, it certainly is. Nice, calm, and patient. All the same, can't wait to go home. My wife is cooking me dinner. Oh, congratulations then. Yes, but right now, we need to finish this job. And also thank you. No problem. No problem at all. No problem. But as the tender engine had got across the bridge, they heard a whistle that didn't sound familiar to him. It was echoing through the bridge and in the night. After hearing that, the train came to a stop and the driver put on the brakes, just before they almost exit the bridge. What in the name in the world is that? Don't ask me, I never heard that whistle before in my life. Did you? No, not a clue. I don't understand. We're supposed to be the only ones out this time of night. And Montague delivered his passenger train this evening. How could this be possible? But he was wrong. A great thick of fog rolled in, followed by a ghostly whistle, the same whistle he heard. And just as he about to say something to his crew, a shouting figure of an engine shot out through the fog and was charging towards them.
You will soon be my first victim.
No, don't! Please, please, no, don't kill me! Please, no! A loud, horrific scream was the last sound the engine ever made as he was torn apart. The next day, Montague and his driver was traveling with the passenger train, and when they looked down, they were in shock. What they found was a black tender engine and a goods train into the sea. They soon called the police and the rescue team to lift the engine out, but when they did, they found his face completely crushed. It was hard to describe. His face had no eyes, and his face clashed into his running board. And it's the same as Mark when he died and was rescued. Oh my God, he looked completely disturbing. Everyone that sight thought it was an accident thought the engine fell off the bridge, but Montague and the other engines see it differently. They realized it was not no accident. They knew Mark had something to do with this. And unfortunately, that engine that the black engine and his crew encountered was Mark the entire time. What happened to the black tender engine's crew? They died as well. They were also in the sea, but luckily they were rescued, and they host a funeral for them in honor of railway ship. It's been years since Mark was last seen. There have been no more signs of him either. Montague was sold to the top hat on the island of Sodor, and he was happily working there. But wherever Montague come to visit his friends, They also sometimes say that on foggy nights, they could see Mark crossing the bridge and haunts the railway, looking for a soul to take with him and to show he cannot be replaced. But luckily, nobody was killed on Mark's power. But that doesn't mean Mark is not around. One guy was recording on the bridge and he claimed to have a footage of Mark passing the bridge. And this is what happened. Why can we come in daylight? It's too dark to record it now. Oh, please. We can record much we sees. Once the controllers see the footage we showed him about there's some stupid ghosts around, we are going to make sure everything is put right and make everybody believe that there's no such thing as ghosts or whatever it is. But you do realize there's an engine that crashed on this bridge, right? Oh, does it look like I care? No. What matters is we get this recording, and once the controller sees it, he'll realize there's no such thing as ghosts. Once he realizes that, we'll get money properly. How are we going to get money even though we don't even, get anything useful? We're just recording it. And anyways, that's the part of being a good workman, is to record everything you got. And once you do, everybody will see proof. There's no such thing as ghost. Just don't put it in the wrong way and just make things worse. If you do, then trouble might come to you. Besides, imagine if a ghost comes. Wait, what is that? I don't know. It's just an engine. Calm down. What in the world? I could have sworn I seen an engine just pop on the bridge. I think we should get out of here. Good idea. We'll report the controller tomorrow. The next day, the two men went to see the controller and told him everything. The controller was stunned. He took it pretty seriously, and he figured out that Mark was still on the railway. He was thought that Mark moved on ages ago. Soon, the two men told their friends that they knew. But at first, no one believed them. They were stunned, but no one believed them. But some people say, who don't believe in the story, they travel across the hillside and they say they have seen Mark puffing across the bridge, trying to regain of being really useful, but he never reaches the other side, and occasions he doesn't. And if you see him crossing the bridge, you'll hear his ghostly whistle, sometimes his evil laugh, and he disappeared in the blink of an eye. And how you know Mark was there? Sometimes when the owl hoots and the fog rolls in, you will see a ghostly engine wearing all black with some red and white stripes and the British Railway logo on the side. And sometimes you will hear his demonic laughter and his whistle, refusing to leave the railway.